Hi there, folks. So I received this question. I have been facing a lot of change in my life lately, and I feel anxiety because I do not know what lies ahead. How can I work with these feelings? Well, firstly, I totally get that. I've been facing change for a large part of my life, and I think a lot of other people have, particularly over the last couple of years. And yes, what is happening within us when we face change? Well, there's a sense of loss of control. And our deep subconscious doesn't like this loss of control because it's a symbolic threat to our survival. We want to know what lies ahead because that gives us a sense of safety. And when we go through change, we kind of lose the sense of control. We look to the future and there's a lot that we don't know what's going to happen next. And this creates this discomfort. And what can be happening in our subconscious is we can have these unconscious thoughts which reach into the future and try and fill those gaps of what we don't know with stories to create a sense of certainty. And those stories we tell ourselves about those gaps may be pretty negative. And we do tend to the negative when we look to the future. We want to be over-prepared in case things really are bad. And the big question is, are those stories 100% true? Because most of the time they're assumptions, and our brain doesn't know the difference between what we are thinking and what is actually out there. So our brain reacts as if those stories are true. And this is what happens. We go into stress and anxiety because we activate this fear of what might happen, what could happen, and the worst case scenarios that can happen. And the big question is it real danger that we are facing, or is it false evidence appearing real? So for me, the first thing to do is to notice this anxiety, which you've said you have in the email, and to label it, to label this fear. I have this fear of loss of control. And when you label it, it stops attaching itself to you. You're no longer 100% part of that anxiety. It's almost you step into observer and you just simply observe it. And what you can do alongside that, after labeling it, is to do your deep relaxation exercises where you scan your body from your toes to your head and you release that tension, focusing on each part of your body as you scan upwards. And that will help you let go of those thoughts which may not necessarily be true. And you'll find that also the deep relaxation reduces your stress hormones, the cortisols, the adrenalines, which contribute to that feeling of anxiety. And finally, you can also start to question those thoughts that leap into the future, those stories that we create. And, ask yourself, are they 100% true? And if they're not 100% true, then maybe that anxiety is unfounded. And maybe you can flip the script. Start asking yourself instead, what would I feel right now if I wasn't so afraid? And that's part of this discomfort. As we face change, you are going to feel discomfort. And it is about also doing your best to allow yourself to feel this discomfort. For me, we try and numb that discomfort. We try and run away from it. And that's why we tell ourselves these stories, to try and escape this discomfort. But those stories, what we run from, we end up running towards. We just create more stress. So yes, those are some ideas. Now, I also would like to leave you with a wonderful piece from Dan Millman's book, The Peaceful Warrior. And it goes like this. Life has 3 rules: paradox, humor, and change. Paradox. Life is a mystery. Don't waste time trying to figure it out. Humor. Keep a sense of humor, especially about yourself. It is a strength beyond all measure. And finally, change. Know that nothing stays the same. So folks, these are some ideas. I do look forward to more questions, so please send them to us at connect@dgt.co.za. And until I see you all again, take care and stay aware.